How's it going, guys? So, we got some bad news. One of my personal favorites, Jeff Hardy, was released from WWE today, sadly. Um, he walked out during a house show. I believe it was on Sunday. And, people were kind of shocked by this. People were bringing up that moment in TNA when he wrestled Sting, Victory Road. Uh, you know, Jeff Hardy's been the butt of many jokes. This guy has had demons, to say the least, a lot of different problems. He just got done with rehab. I believe it was in 2020, and they did that feud with him and Sheamus when I was taking a break. And here we go. I mean, now we have, one of the best guys on the roster gone. And I was really sad. I look at my phone today at work, and I see this, and I'm like, "Oh, come on!" I kind of figured this was coming after he walked out during the match, and people kind of seemed to know already that this was odd behavior, and there was probably something with him under the influence, and be that as it may, it might have not been just that, but maybe a lot of things were wearing on this guy, so but of course, the comments, this is what ruins it. This is like what makes me not even want to have any interest in this community. I mean, even though we do these videos, I feel like I'm outside of the YWC. Because if you watch my videos, like, they have like nothing to do. They can't even be related or compared to anybody else. I mean, I see it and I hear it from even the channels that I don't even watch. People talk about, different people in here, like, what's that guy, Monster, and, we know JD, obviously. Always, the ones to have the hot takes that are ice cold. They're always terrible, always, going out on the limb saying these ridiculous things, and I feel like I'm nowhere even close to those people. At least I like to think so. So they're probably going to say their piece. They're probably going to make wild accusations, blame the WWE. There are rumors going around that they offered him rehab once again, but obviously he just got released. His wife issued a statement on Twitter, not really saying much, just saying that he's okay, which is good to hear. But we don't really know a lot about this story. But this is not going to stop the dirt sheets from speculating. Oh, someone got released. It's got to be the worst thing of ever. Maybe it has nothing to do with that. Maybe it was just a mental thing on Jeff's part. Probably not. I mean, I would probably think more of his demons coming back to haunt him once again. But it's really like disappointing because everyone is going. There's going to be a couple of sections here of people. You got the one section with people like in a person like JD's camp who's going to be ecstatic because WWE is super evil. Vince McMahon's the devil, and Tony Khan is just a gleaming god of everything that's right with the wrestling world. So it's going to be Jeff and Matt back together wrestling on YouTube, and that's going to be A-OK. They're going to be wrestling on Rampage, where barely anyone's watching the show. They can't even get 500,000 people to watch the show. So I mean, this is what we're excited about. We're excited about Jeff Hardy, coming out in front of a raucous crowd in WWE, getting a massive reception in North Carolina just 2 weeks ago. We're gonna fast forward, maybe a month or two. He's gonna end up in AEW, and it's gonna be underwhelming. You see that they're doing absolutely nothing special with Matt Hardy. So why would you be excited about this, like, reuniting of the Hardys? It's not going to amount to anything. They're going to get lost in the shuffle. They have too many guys on that roster. That roster is enormous. It's way too large. It's ridiculously large, and they don't need another talent. But of course, Tony Khan is already salivating. He's got to right the wrongs. He's And, it would be something if they could have Jeff come in there and main event, and that might mean something, and they could have high profile stuff like CM Punk and Jeff Hardy. They might as well, but they're not going to do that. You know that they're not going to do that. They're going to go in a whole different direction. I mean, that's personally what I would like to see if they were going to sign somebody like that. But they're going to do their own thing. Jeff Hardy's going to have serious wrestling matches. They're not going to capitalize off this guy's popularity or anything like that. So you're going to get excited about this, and they're going to use Jeff Hardy the right way, yada, yada, yada. But I don't think that's going to be the case. And then there's a bunch of people just saying, oh, he should just retire already. I mean, like why? Why should he retire? The guy already has shown the past couple of weeks that he has a lot of the same spark that he had in his 20s. He might not be as nimble, but he certainly is a better talent than most of the youngins on there. So, I don't know, that's just my opinion. I think Jeff's great. If I seriously, I believe if I were to put together a top 20, I don't know about a top 10, but a top 20, Jeff Hardy would definitely have a spot on that list of greatest of all time. Taking, into account his singles run and his tag team run, I think it's a no-brainer. Now, this last run of Jeff Hardy coming back in 2017, we have 4+ years to look back on. I was trying to think, well, what were some of the best Jeff Hardy moments over the past 4 years? And I'm struggling to think, I know he had some good matches, the things that come to mind are endless matches against Cesaro and Sheamus. I'm also thinking about Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, where Orton put, his finger in his gauge hole, in his ear. And I can't really remember too much else, seriously, what an underwhelming run this was for someone that gave the company so much. A guy that basically gave his body to this company, still giving his body to the company up into the very last second. I still remember him and Elias on Raw. This guy goes careening off the top rope with a swanton, and his head basically smashed onto the steel steps, and somehow the guy is, A-okay. I mean, he's one of the most resilient of all time. This guy did not complain. I mean, you gotta just imagine how much pain that this guy is in, and he just sucks it up. I mean, after all the crazy shit that he has done over the years. And, it's just sad because this last run was very forgettable. I was always happy that he was there, but you could go back and you could watch my old videos up until very recently. I said, why is Jeff Hardy not competing for the world title? Why is Finn Balor in there? Rollins when he didn't have a character. I'm like, why are all these people getting title shots? Why is everyone wrestling for a world title and Jeff Hardy's just here on the sidelines when he's one of the most over guys on the roster? They always talk, it's funny, they always talk about these people, just like Sheamus. I said it in my last SmackDown review. Oh, former world champion, but they don't do jack shit with them. I mean, here's a former world champion that you do nothing with. So it's it kind of looks really bad. And, I'm saying it's a shame. I thought that would have been something exciting to see Roman Reigns versus Jeff Hardy. I think if you kind of built Jeff up in a way to make it look if you gave him that Battle Royal win in his hometown, and they maybe had the match later on in the night, if the Battle Royal started off the show and you built to the end. Imagine how amazing that moment would have been, having that in his hometown. You would have had a raucous crowd. There would have been big pops if Jeff almost got the win. I mean, you just would have had a great moment there, but a missed opportunity. Imagine if they had that. Jeff could have went out on one last final note, and I could have at least sat here and says, "Wow, that was a great memory." But I really think the best memory that he had was the return at WrestleMania with Matt. And they came back on that. What was it, like a four-way ladder match or something like that? I don't even remember. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. It's obviously not going to affect them that much. I don't really see it affecting their ratings. It's not even like they were really using Jeff Hardy that much. The past few weeks, obviously, but the weeks before that, he was just in backstage segments doing absolutely nothing, talking to Aaliyah. I mean, anyway, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all notifications when I post all my new videos. And guys, I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. And guys, no Jeff Hardy's roster thinning out. There's really not a lot of people interested left to watch. It's like we're watching this show and you've got guys on there where there's head scratchers, like why they're still there. I don't know. Anyway, see you next time.